The Starshade High Council chamber shimmered with quiet authority. It floated above the gas giant Vega Prime, nestled within the radiant city of Celestara. The chamber's walls curved like the hull of a great living ship, pulsing softly with bioluminescent veins of pale blue light. Outside, the swirling storms of Vega Prime churned far below. Inside, the council assembled, tall and slender. The Starshade were beings of violet blue skin that gleamed like polished stone. Their silver hair flowed like liquid starlight down their backs. They wore flowing robes embroidered with twinkling stars, symbols of their cosmic wisdom and ancient heritage. Elder Virulon, the council leader, stood at the head. His eyes, deep pools of amethyst, scanned the holographic star charts hovering before him. "We observe a distant species," Virulon began, voice calm and steady. "Humans, they call themselves. They linger at the edges of Vega Sector 7, primitive, chaotic creatures. They lack the biostellar harmony we prize. They are weak, no threat." He waved a slender hand toward the projection. Images of human starships flickered. Simple, angular designs, white hulls trimmed with gold, plasma cannons mounted openly on their surfaces. The ships looked crude compared to the Starshade's living vessels, grown from cosmic seeds, vast and radiant. Seer Lizriath stepped forward, her eyes clouded with visions no others could see. Her voice was soft but urgent. "Elder Virulon, I sense an anomaly. The humans are unpredictable. Their presence stirs the quantum processor arrays orbiting Vega Prime. Fluctuations ripple through the reality harmony generators." This is no mere coincidence. Archivist Thalzun, keeper of knowledge and wisdom, unfurled a data scroll shimmering with cascading quantum symbols. "Indeed," Thalzun said, "since the humans' probes passed near our arrays, brief disruptions have occurred. The quantum processors maintain the starship cultivation systems. They bind our vessels to cosmic balance." He gestured to the floating images of Vega Prime's orbiting arrays, vast disks of translucent crystal embedded with swirling quantum circuits. They hummed faintly, weaving threads of reality itself. Elder Virulon frowned, fingers tapping rhythmically. "Our living ships, such as the flagship Luminara, are extensions of our own consciousness. Their bioluminescent veins pulse with star energy. Each vessel is piloted through digital soul projection. We merge minds with ship and star." Lizriath's gaze lingered on the flickering data. "But these humans," she said, "they lack our harmony, yet they manipulate our quantum fields. Their chaos may unravel what we have nurtured for millennia." Virulon's voice hardened. "They have no mastery of biostellar manipulation or cosmic balance. Their crude technology cannot penetrate our ancient safeguards. They are children playing with fire, and we are the stars that burn long after." A ripple of agreement passed through the council, but the undercurrent of dread remained. Thalzun hesitated. "Still, these anomalies grow. The quantum arrays record pulses synchronized with human probe signatures. Their interference, though subtle, hints at an intent beyond mere exploration." Seer Lizriath closed her eyes, reaching deeper into the unfolding mists of possibility. The threads of fate twist around these humans. What we see on Vega Prime's horizon may mark the beginning of a shadow no star can outrun. Elder Virulon straightened, voice sharp and commanding. "We will not be caught unprepared. The Starshade fleet, Luminara, Nebularis, Celestalis, will patrol Vega Sector 7. Our reality harmony disruptors will crush any foolish intrusion." He gestured to the chamber's outer projection. Massive living starships shimmered with ethereal patterns, gleaming veins of biolight tracing their hulls like circuit pathways. Each vessel breathed with cosmic energy, a fusion of life and technology beyond human understanding. "But vigilance alone will serve us not," Elder Virulon warned. "The human chaos harbors a hidden current. We must uncover their true purpose before their folly becomes our undoing." A silence settled over the council. The stars outside blinked cold and distant. The Starshade believed themselves the embodiment of cosmic order. Their wisdom spanned eons. Yet, beneath their calm certainty, a shadow stirred, an unknown variable named humanity. And in the silent depths of Vega Prime's orbit, the quantum processors hummed with a strange disturbance, waiting. But as the Starshade scanned the ruins, their ancient recordings whispered a warning no one had heeded, one that would soon change everything. Deep beneath Celestara's floating city, in the archive vault, Archivist Dalzun stood before a towering wall of quantum data crystals. His assistant, Junior Archivist Vaisali, hovered nearby, her violet-blue skin shimmering faintly under the soft archive light. These crystals. But the Council still calls humans primitive, chaotic. How could they destroy entire peoples? Thalzun rotated a crystal, activating a holographic scroll. Images flickered, starships collapsing, worlds in flames, and strange energy ripples distorting space-time itself. The Erythran's records described fierce adaptation and unpredictable minds in humans. They called humans masters of quantum hijacking, a form of warfare that bent the very fabric of reality. The humans, Thalzun read aloud, do not fight as the rest of us. They infiltrate quantum processors once thought sacred and unbreakable. They rewrite the code of reality harmony generators, our core technology, and turn them against us. Vaisala's antennae twitched nervously. Our quantum processors on Vega Prime are identical to those described here. Could this be why our arrays fluctuated during recent scans? Thalzun nodded grimly. Yes. The archival data matches the brief anomalies we detected orbiting Vega Prime. The humans have hacked these systems before. We dismissed it as a minor threat, but these records tell a darker story. He summoned another hologram, this one older, from the Caldari archives. The crystal shimmered with ancient text in star charts. There is a mention of a human anomaly, Thalzun said, tracing a glowing line through warped space-time fields depicted in the hologram. A war that bent the very fabric of space-time. The Caldari called it a fracture of cosmic order. Vaisala's voice was barely a whisper. How did the Caldari survive such a war? They did not. His voice was heavy with silent dread. They vanished, their fleets shattered, their worlds left to drift in chaos. A quiet hum echoed through the vault as the quantum crystals pulsed, life from a time long dead. The two archivists studied the chilling records of quantum sabotage, of entire starship fleets losing coherence as their reality harmony fields unraveled. Note the descriptions of Starshade biostellar vessels, Vaisali said, pointing to images of glowing veins and starlight patterns. Humans exploited the living veins, disrupting the digital soul projections that pilot these ships. Yes, Thalzun agreed, voice cautious. They used a blend of quantum hacking and plasma energy strikes, something they called Nova Bolts, to breach our defenses. Our ancestors underestimated their ability to combine technology and willpower. Vaisali looked up. We must warn Elder Varellan and Seer Lisriath immediately. The humans are not the primitive threat we believed. Thalzun hesitated. We cannot alert the Council without proof. Panic would follow. Yet ignoring these warnings invites disaster. The atmosphere in the archive thickened with tension. Ancient echoes of lost civilizations screamed through the data, warnings of a foe who bent quantum reality, who defied cosmic law. Vaisala's voice cracked with urgency. Time is against us. The humans have already breached Vega Prime's quantum arrays once. They will strike again. We must prepare. Thalzun's eyes narrowed. Then we must dig deeper. Find any surviving countermeasures or hidden knowledge left by the Erythrans or Caldari. If we face humans again, we need every advantage. Suddenly, a shadow passed over the vault's entrance. The floating city above shimmered with quiet confidence, but below, beneath layers of quantum data and memories of extinction, a silent dread settled. The ancient warnings were clear. Humanity was not weak. It was a force that rewrote the rules. And this time, the Starshade could not afford to ignore the coming storm. But while the Starshade left warnings carved in stone, it was the humans of the Stellar Navy who cracked the code and changed everything. Aboard the UESN Thunderbolt, Commander Petrov stood tall on the bridge. The ship orbited Nova Terra, a mining planet on the edge of the Outer Rim sector. Its sleek white hull gleamed under the starshine, trimmed with gold bands that caught every flicker of light. Plasma cannons lined the hull, gleaming dark when idle, ready to fire Nova bolts, the signature human energy bursts known to pierce alien shields. Hana's sharp eyes scanned the holographic tactical displays hovering mid-air. Alongside her were two of her closest officers, Colonel Jun Wei, the calm, precise tactical officer, and Colonel Diego Mendoza, the resourceful chief engineer. Behind them, Captain Dae-Hyun Ramirez kept the communications array humming quietly. "Sensors are picking up unusual activity near Vega Prime," Jun Wei reported, voice steady as always. "Starshade fleet movements detected." "They're deploying bioorganic starships, Luminara, Nebularis, and Celestialis." Petrov nodded. "Their quantum processor arrays on Vega Prime are our primary target. Intelligence confirms we've already infiltrated their systems. We're not here just to observe." Diego Mendoza tapped a sequence on his console. "Our quantum neural override program is running on backup servers, ready for deployment once you give the order." Hana's gaze hardened. "Good. Captain Ramirez, maintain silence on all outgoing frequencies. Keep the Vortex long-range channels open for fleet coordination." "Yes, Commander." "Communications are locked down. Only encrypted fleet traffic is live," Ramirez confirmed. The bridge atmosphere was calm but charged with focus. Their white and gold uniforms reflected the disciplined pride of the Stellar Navy. Each crew member moved with quiet confidence, trained to expect the unexpected. A human starship crew's composure was legendary. It was one reason they were here, to show the galaxy what humanity could do. Jun Wei leaned forward, eyes on the tactical map. "The Starshade are powerful, but their reliance on quantum processors is their weakness. They left their defenses vulnerable, thinking no one else could crack their code." Petrov's voice was calm, but there was steel beneath her words. "We're about to prove them wrong." She walked the bridge, her boots echoing softly on the polished deck. Her presence was commanding but approachable. "Remember, this isn't just a battle of firepower, it's a battle of minds. We adapt, we exploit, we overcome." The Starshade know what hit them. Jun Wei's fingers danced across his console. "Hurricane and Excalibur are prepped for flanking maneuvers. We'll use the Aegis sensor arrays to target biostellar weak points. It'll be surgical." Petrov nodded approvingly. "Excellent. Once QNO disrupts their reality, harmony generators, their bioorganic ships will falter." Captain Ramirez added, "Long-range comms show other Stellar Navy fleets are moving into position. The Thunderbolt will lead the charge." Hana's eyes glinted with determination. "Then let's remind the galaxy why humans are the masters of adaptation." A sudden alert blinked on the main console. "Incoming signal from Vega Sector Command," Ramirez announced. Petrov intercepted the message. "Proceed, Captain." The transmission crackled. "Commander Petrov, intelligence confirms Starshade bioships are attempting a coordinated strike. Their consciousness-light bridges are active. Expect complex interference." Petrov's lips curved into a confident smile. "Let them come." "We've been preparing for this moment." She turned back to her officers. "Jun, keep your eyes sharp. Diego, keep our system stable. Ramirez, hold the fleet link open. We move on my mark." The Thunderbolt hummed softly as its plasma cannons charged, golden hull panels reflecting the distant stars. Outside the viewport, Nova Terra rotated silently below, a silent witness to an epic new chapter. "Steady, crew," Petrov said. "This is humanity's moment. We don't just survive the galaxy, we master it." The bridge team tightened their grips on consoles. The calm before the storm was electric. They were ready to show the universe why humans were never to be underestimated. Because humans didn't just fight with strength. They fought with cunning, with unity, with heart. And tonight, they would change everything. Just as the Stellar Navy's crew began to grasp the secrets of the Starshade's quantum processors, the first warning lights blared. An attack was already underway. Commander Petrov's sharp eyes locked on the glowing red alerts flashing across the Thunderbolt's sensor grid. "Status report," she commanded, voice steady but urgent. Colonel Junwei's fingers danced over the vortex sensor console. "Multiple contacts incoming. Starshade fleet exiting warp at Vega Prime orbit, 3 capital bioships and dozens of fighters. They're deploying reality. Harmony disruptors." Diego Mendoza's voice cut in from engineering. "Those disruptors distort space-time fields. They'll scramble our sensors and comms if we don't act fast." Petrov nodded. "Prepare plasma batteries. Captain Ramirez, maintain comm silence but keep long-range channels open for fleet coordination. We engage on my mark." Outside the viewport, the vast silhouette of Celestara City floated against the swirling clouds of Vega Prime. Above it, 3 colossal Starshade living starships shimmered with ethereal light. The flagship Luminara pulsed with violet starlight veins coursing through its bio-organic hull. Its surface rippled like liquid crystal, shifting patterns reflecting the ship's digital soul projection pilot, Seer Lizriath herself. Flanking Luminara were the Nebularis and Celestalis, equally immense vessels glowing with soft blue and green bioluminescent webs. Each ship was alive, breathing cosmic energy. Starshade vessels are activating their reality. Harmony disruptors, Junwei warned. "Look at those distortions, space ripples around their hulls." Sensors already flickering. Suddenly, a wave of invisible warping energy swept the Thunderbolt. The bridge flickered as data streams warped and glitched. "Disruptor field at 70% intensity," Mendoza said grimly. "Comms are cracking. We need to counteract. Fire plasma cannons," Petrov ordered. The Thunderbolt's sleek white hull gleamed under the starfield as its plasma batteries unleashed a volley of nova bolts, bright blue energy bursts that pierced the shimmering bioshields of the Starshade ships. "Nova bolts on target," Junwei confirmed, eyes sharp on tactical displays. "Hurricane and Excalibur flank left and right. Use vortex sensors to strike weak points in their hulls." 2 smaller Stellar Navy frigates, the UESN Hurricane and UESN Excalibur, darted forward with precision. Their white and gold hulls shimmered with tactical energy pulses. The Hurricane's captain, Lieutenant Mira Santos, maneuvered with deadly grace, weaving through the chaotic battlefield. The Excalibur, under Captain Raul Ortega, locked onto the faintest biostellar vibrations. The Starshade answered with a terrifying weapon, consciousness light bridges. Strange tendrils of glowing energy streamed from their vessels, trying to overwhelm human AI systems. Junwei barked, "They're attacking our AI control nodes! Divert power to firewalls!" Petrov's voice rose above the chaos. "Hold formation!" Focus fire on the Luminara's port biolattice. The battle exploded in a cascade of light. Human plasma bolts slammed into living hulls, causing the Starshade starlight veins to flare and pulse violently. At the same time, waves of space-time distortions warped the area around human ships, threatening to blind their sensors. Suddenly, the Thunderbolt shook violently. Mendoza's voice crackled, "Hull integrity dipping. Disruptor overload hitting our outer shields. Reinforce shields. Divert all power to forward batteries," Petrov commanded. Captain Ramirez's calm voice came over the ship-wide comms. "All units maintain. Comm silence." Long-range channels active for fleet coordination only. The Starshade flagship Luminara glowed brighter as Seer Lizriath projected her consciousness into the ship's digital soul. With flowing silver hair blending into the bioluminescence, she guided the vessel's violent dance. Consciousness bridge amplifying disruptor range. Jun Wei shouted, "They're trying to disable our entire fleet's systems!" Petrov clenched her jaw. "Not today." She tapped the command console, activating the Thunderbolt's secondary systems. The plasma cannons pulsed again, launching another wave of Nova bolts. This time, the bolts carried a synchronized quantum signal designed to pierce the alien bioshields. The Hurricane and Excalibur fired with deadly precision, their plasma bursts finding seams in the alien hulls. The Nebularis shuddered violently as plasma pierced its biostellar veins. The Celestalis flickered erratically, struggling to maintain coherence. Seer Lizriath's expression flickered with unease. "They are more resilient than expected." But this battle has just begun. On the Thunderbolt, Petrov's eyes burned with fierce resolve. "We're not just holding, we're pushing back." The battlefield around Vega Prime erupted in a dazzling display, bursts of blue plasma, ripples of distorted space-time, and the soft glowing veins of living Starshade warships in turmoil. The humans fought with unity, precision, and raw determination. For the first time in this battle, the Starshade fleet hesitated, and humanity's fierce spirit surged forward. "Hold steady," Petrov ordered. "We will show them the strength of the Stellar Navy." The war above Vega Prime had erupted. The fight for the quantum keys and the fate of the universe was underway. As the Starshade warships surged forward, ready to crush the Stellar Navy, a hidden message pulsed quietly through the chaos, one that would change everything humans thought they knew. Inside the tactical operations room aboard the UESN Thunderbolt, the hum of quantum processors filled the air. Commander Petrov stood over the glowing holomap of Vega Prime's orbit, her eyes sharp and calm. "Colonel Mendoza, status report," Petrov ordered. Colonel Diego Mendoza, the chief engineer, nodded and tapped a console. "Commander, our engineers finished final tweaks on the quantum neural override device. The QNO is ready." Wan Wei, the tactical officer, leaned in, curiosity lighting his face. Quantum neural override. Quantum neural override. "Explain again, Diego." Mendoza's fingers danced over the control panel as he replied, "The QNO is our ace. It's a hacking system built to interface with the Starshade's quantum processors, the same arrays powering their reality harmony generators on Vega Prime." He pointed to a glowing schematic of the alien quantum arrays orbiting the gas giant. These Starshade processors keep their bioships alive and coordinated. They maintain the delicate balance of their starlight veins and soul link systems. "But," Mendoza continued, "we found a flaw, an oversight left by the Starshade architects. Their quantum code has a vulnerability. The QNO exploits it. We can rewrite their reality harmony generator code remotely. Basically, we can scramble their ship's core functions from here." Petrov's lips curved into a confident smile. "In other words, we turn their own technology against them." Junwei's eyes narrowed. "So, the Hurricane and Excalibur plasma cannons will fire Nova bolts synchronized with the QNO signals?" "Exactly," Mendoza confirmed. "The plasma bolts act as carriers. Each shot pulses quantum override commands directly into the Starshade biohulls. Their systems won't know what hit them until it's too late." The holomap flickered, showing the Hurricane and Excalibur moving into attack positions around the Starshade fleet. Their sleek hulls gleamed white with gold trim, the stellar navy colors shining bright in the starfield. Colonel Junwei's voice commanded steady authority. "All coordinate the plasma volleys with precision timing. Once the QNO pulses hit, their reality harmony fields will destabilize. Petrov gave the order. Deploy the QNO protocol. Let's see how their living ships handle a human mind, rewriting their quantum heart. The room tensed as Mendoza initiated the sequence. Streams of quantum code cascaded across the holoscreens. The Thunderbolt systems hummed in perfect sync with the Hurricane and Excalibur. Outside, the Starshade fleet's bioorganic hulls shimmered with radiant veins of starlight. Suddenly, faint flickers appeared along their glowing patterns, first slow, then faster. The digital soul projections flickered as if caught in a storm. Junwei's voice cut through the tension. QNO signals are in range. Who? Initiating synchronized plasma cannon barrages. Energy surged forward. Brilliant blue nova bolts burst from the Hurricane and Excalibur's plasma cannons, streaking through space like bolts of lightning. Each bolt pulsed with hidden quantum code embedded deep inside. The Luminara, flagship of the Starshade fleet, shimmered violently. Its bioluminescent veins spasmed erratically. The reality harmony generator staggered, its light dimming and flickering. Reality harmony fields destabilizing, Mendoza reported, eyes glued to his monitors. Their starlight veins are collapsing. System failures incoming. A harsh crackle echoed through the comm channels as the Starshade ships struggled to maintain formation. Their massive living hulls writhed, some even convulsing as if in pain. Petrov's voice was calm but firm. All units, press the attack now. Exploit their weakness. Junwei directed the Thunderbolt's own plasma cannons to join the barrage. The Thunderbolt's hull pulsed softly with a familiar white and gold glow, symbolizing the unity and precision of the Stellar Navy fleet. We didn't just hack their ships. We rewrote the code that binds their reality. Junwei nodded. Their consciousness light bridges are lagging. Command coordination is degrading rapidly. Petrov's eyes scanned the battle feed, watching as the alien vessels faltered. The Celestialist's veined hull flickered wildly, its biostellar structure fracturing under the QNO's assault. We're breaking their connection to the quantum arrays, Mendoza said. This is more than a battle. It's a quantum revolution. Petrov's voice rose, steady and resolute. This is what it means to be human. To adapt. To conquer with mind and will. The Starshade left their quantum keys unguarded. We took them. The tactical room buzzed with energy. Crew members exchanged looks of awe and excitement. Junwei added, the Starshade ships can't survive long like this. Their quantum processors won't hold. Suddenly, the Luminara shuddered violently, its bioluminescent veins dimming. Alarms blared softly through the Thunderbolt. The Starshade flagship dropped from formation, drifting aimlessly. Petrov's eyes flashed with determination. This is our moment. Keep the pressure. We end this now. Mendoza grinned, fingers flying across his consoles. QNO amplification at full power. Their quantum cores are frying. Weiss's voice grew sharp. Target their flagship's core. Precision plasma volley, synchronized with QNO pulses. The room held its breath as the Thunderbolt and her sister ships fired a final barrage. Blue bolts streaked through the void, embers of quantum code weaving through alien biohulls. The Luminara's remaining starlight veins snapped like shattered glass. The living ship groaned, then went dark. Petrov exhaled slowly. The Starshade believed themselves untouchable. They had no idea humans could hack the universe itself. The room erupted in cheers, but Petrov raised a hand. Stay sharp. This secret weapon won us. This fight, it will change the war. She turned to Mendoza and Junwei. Prepare the QNO for ongoing deployment. We must keep control of this advantage. Mendoza nodded, already running diagnostics. Commander, the QNO can adapt. It learns faster than any organic mind. Junwei smiled grimly. We just turned the cosmic balance in our favor. Petrov's gaze hardened. We are no longer the hunted. We are the hunters. The universe only just learned that humans play by different rules. As the Thunderbolt and her fleet regrouped, the hidden power of the quantum neural override hummed quietly beneath the surface, ready to reshape the galaxy. Human ingenuity had cracked the code of alien supremacy. The war was far from over, but now the tide had turned. As the truth about humanity's secret spread, one voice rose above the rest, ready to explain what it all meant and why the universe would never be the same. Commander Petrov stood tall on the bridge of the UESN Thunderbolt. The star field outside flickered with distant explosions. The Starshade fleet was faltering, but the battle was far from over. Her voice came steady and clear over the long-range comms, reaching every human ship in the Vega Sector 7. "We are the heirs of Earth's endless horizons," Petrov began. "They call us primitive. They see us as chaotic, weak, unworthy. But they don't understand what it means to survive 1,000 worlds, to adapt when everything changes." Her eyes scanned the bridge. Colonel Jun Wei was at the tactical console, fingers flying over holographic displays. His calm focus had turned the tide of this battle. Colonel Diego Mendoza stood beside the quantum neural override console, monitoring the delicate signals sent to the Starshade quantum arrays. Captain Dayun Ramirez kept communications lines open, unwavering under pressure. Petrov's voice rose with quiet pride. "Those quantum keys the Starshade left unguarded on Vega Prime. We didn't steal them with brute force. We took them with mind and will, with science, with patience, with relentless determination." She paced slowly as her words echoed through the fleet. "We are not just fighters. We are hackers of the universe itself, rewriting the rules the Starshade thought were set in stone." The view screen showed the UESN Hurricane and UESN Excalibur weaving through the bioluminescent veins of the Starshade ships. Plasma nova bolts fired in tight bursts, the brilliant blue energy cutting through shimmering starship hulls. The Starshade vessels glowed erratically, their reality harmony fields unraveling under the quantum neural override's influence. Petrov's voice softened for a moment, filled with respect. "To Colonel Jun Wei, your tactical genius has turned their chaos into order. To Colonel Diego Mendoza, your engineering miracles gave us this edge when all seemed lost. To Captain Ramirez, your steady hands keep our voices strong across the void." She paused, letting their names linger in the hum of the bridge. "We do not bend to cosmic arrogance. Tonight, we fight not just for survival, but to claim our place as masters of adaptation and creators of new destiny." The bridge crew straightened, their faces steeled with renewed purpose. Petrov's calm certainty spread through the fleet like wildfire. The Thunderbolt's hull gleamed white with gold trim, every panel alive with coordinated pulses of light, a beacon of human resolve. Outside, the Starshade flagship Luminara convulsed as its bioorganic veins flickered wildly. The living starship's digital soul projection faltered, caught in the web of human hacking. The Starshade's proud silence was breaking. Petrov's voice was unyielding. "They underestimated us at every turn. They thought their cosmic knowledge made them untouchable, but where they left doors open, we walked through. Where they saw chaos, we saw opportunity." She raised her hand toward the holomap of Vega Prime's orbit. "Remember this moment. We hacked not just their machines, but the fabric of their certainty. The universe will remember the night humanity rewrote reality." A crackle of static filled the comm channel. Ramirez's steady voice came through. "Commander, all ships report morale at maximum, ready to push forward on your command." Petrov nodded, though unseen. "Then let us finish what we started. For Earth, for humanity, for every soul that refused to be silenced." Her final words echoed with quiet power. "We are the storm the stars did not expect. We are the future they cannot control." And this is only the beginning. The Thunderbolt surged ahead, leading the Stellar Navy fleet into the heart of the Starshade lines. The battle raged on, but the human spirit burned brighter than ever, unyielding, unstoppable, and victorious in will. The universe had been hacked, and humanity held the master key. But just when the Starshade thought they had the upper hand, the Stellar Navy made a move no one saw coming. The tide of battle was about to change forever. Commander Petrov stood firm on the bridge of the UESN Thunderbolt. Her eyes scanned the starfield outside, watching the flickering vanes of the Starshade ships falter. The glowing, biostellar patterns of Luminara, Nebularis, and Celestialis shimmered weakly, no longer the radiant beacons they had been moments ago. "Colonel Junwei, status report on the flanking squads," Petrov ordered, voice steady but urgent. Junwei's calm tone crackled over the tactical comm panel. "Excalibur is locking a precision plasma bolt volley, enhanced with coordinated quantum neural override signals. Target locked. Nebularis propulsion arrays. Impact in 3, 2, 1. Outside, a brilliant streak of white and gold plasma bolts sped toward the Nebularis. The bolts were not ordinary energy blasts. They carried encoded pulses from the QNO device. When they struck, Nebularis shuddered violently. The massive Starshade bioship's glowing vanes faltered. The propulsion system sparked and died, leaving it drifting helplessly in orbit. "Nebularis is dead in the water," Junwei confirmed. "Their biostellar coherence is crumbling under the QNO assault." The UESN Hurricane surged forward, deploying its graviton net emitters. These devices fired out shimmering fields of gravity distortion, like invisible nets that trapped the smaller Starshade fighter crafts. "Starshade fighters caught in graviton nets," reported Captain Da-Hyun Ramirez from comms. His voice was calm, but the excitement beneath was clear. "They're immobilized, no evasive maneuvers possible." Petrov allowed herself a brief nod. The battle was shifting. But the Starshade commanders were not ready to concede. On Luminara, Elder Virelin's consciousness, Light Ridge connected with his commanders in a desperate attempt to rally. "Re-establish the neural link," Virelin's voice echoed in the minds of his officers. "Override their QNO interference. Do it now." Junwei smirked and interrupted the link with a sharp digital pulse. "Your network is scrambled. Your soul projections are lost in static." Diego Mendoza's voice broke in from engineering, his tone tight but confident. "Commander, Celestialis bioreactor is destabilizing. The QNO signals are causing a cascade failure in their core systems." Petrov's gaze hardened. "Junwei," she said, "coordinate a surgical strike. Take Celestialis offline before they attempt to regroup." "Understood," Junwei replied. Excalibur and Hurricane forming attack vector. One targeting Celestialis Cascade reactors. The two Stellar Navy ships moved in perfect harmony, plasma cannons firing bursts of blue-white nova bolts pulsing with a QNO signal. Each hit sent shudders through the living starship's hull, flickering the bioluminescent vanes into spasms. A sudden explosion rocked Celestialis. The Cascade reactor failure triggered a chain reaction. The ship's shining vessel convulsed and fell silent. "Celestialis is down," Junwei confirmed. "Their fleet coherence is shattered." "Starshade command is lost." Petrov's voice rang out, calm and resolute. "All units, press the advantage. Target remaining ships, propulsion, and neural networks. Keep the QNO pulses synchronized." The human fleet moved with surgical precision. The Thunderbolt shifted its plasma cannons, firing volleys that pierced shimmering bioshields. Excalibur and Hurricane flanked from opposite sides, their graviton nets trapping and crippling Starshade fighters. Colonel Diego Mendoza worked frantically in the engineering bay of the Thunderbolt, repairing minor system damage while monitoring the QNO device's feedback. "Commander, the QNO interface is holding steady," Mendoza reported. "The Starshade's quantum arrays are collapsing. Their reality harmony fields are breaking down." Petrov nodded, feeling the surge of momentum. "Keep pushing," she ordered. "This battle will be remembered across the stars. They underestimated us. They thought we were primitive," Ramirez chimed in. "Starshade communications are in disarray." Their commanders are yelling for retreat. Junwei smiled as he directed another strike. They're falling apart. Our timing was perfect. The Starshade fleet, once a radiant force of cosmic elegance, now drifted in chaos. Their ship's vanes flickered like dying stars, their attempts to reconnect via consciousness. Light bridges failed as the QNO scrambled their signals. Petrov stood tall, the weight of command steady on her shoulders. "We've hacked their quantum processors," she said quietly to her crew. "We've turned their own technology against them." The bridge crew shared determined looks, their faces lit by the glow of battle displays. The emotion was clear, exhilaration mixed with fierce pride. As the Starshade ships faltered, the Stellar Navy pressed forward. The Thunderbolt led the charge, its white and gold hull gleaming like a beacon of human ingenuity. In the vastness of space above Vega Prime, the tide of battle had truly turned. "Prepare for final assault," Petrov commanded. "Let's finish this." The Starshade were no longer the hunters. They had become the hunted, and humanity stood ready to claim victory. With the Starshade's defenses cracked, the Stellar Navy pressed forward, their victory closer than ever, but the true challenge was just beginning. In the cold black orbit above Vega Prime, the battered Starshade fleet limped away like wounded beasts. Their massive bioorganic starships flickered with erratic starlight veins, struggling to stay whole. The flagship Luminara listed sharply, its reality harmony field spasming. The once majestic celestial city of Celestara below lay in ruins, its glowing towers shattered, silent. Commander Petrov stood on the bridge of the UESN Thunderbolt, her sharp eyes scanning the wreckage through the viewport. The white hull of the Thunderbolt gleamed under distant starlight, trimmed in gold and bristling with plasma cannon turrets. Around them, the UESN Hurricane and UESN Excalibur held steady, their sleek frames poised like predators ready to strike again. "Status report," Petrov ordered, voice calm but edged with steel. Colonel June Weist's voice came crisply from the tactical console. "Starshade fleet is in full retreat. Their quantum coherence is failing across all vessels. Propulsion on Nebularis is offline, and Celestialis shows signs of reactor instability." Petrov nodded. "Good. Prepare salvage teams. I want every piece of their quantum processor tech we can find. Mendoza, you're leading the ops." Colonel Diego Mendoza, standing nearby, adjusted his engineering gloves and gave a firm nod. "Understood, Commander. We've already dispatched drones from Excalibur to scan the debris field. The quantum neural override left them scrambled. We'll recover what we can and reverse engineer it." Captain Dahyun Ramirez's voice crackled over the comm panel. "Stellar Navy Command acknowledged our report. Reinforcements are en route. Estimated arrival in 72 hours for ground and orbital security." Petrov's eyes narrowed slightly. "Good. We need time to secure this system. Vega Prime holds secrets far beyond what those Starshade thought." She turned to Junwei. "What's our tactical situation?" June's fingers danced over the holo display, highlighting points of interest. The Starshade's digital soul projection arrays are offline across their fleet. Their pilots are cut off from their bioships' neural cores. Without their harmony link, they're drifting like ghosts. Petrov's lips curled in a rare smile. They underestimated humanity's mind as a weapon. "We hacked not just their tech, but the very order of their universe." Outside, the shattered remnants of the Starshade fleet slipped deeper into the Vega sector abyss. The eerie glow of their bioluminescent veins dimmed, leaving trails of dying light. "Salvage teams are deploying," Mendoza confirmed. "Our drones are locating quantum cores and reality harmony generators. We'll secure them for analysis." Petrov stepped away from the viewport, her posture steady and commanding. "Make sure the teams are prepared for resistance. These Starshade may be weakened, but they are not broken." Ramirez's voice cut in again, steady as ever. Communications open to stellar Navy fleets in adjacent sectors. Intelligence reports are being compiled. The galaxy will know of our victory here. Petrov's gaze hardened. Let them know we're no longer the unsettled frontier civilization they once dismissed. We've cracked the code of their quantum processors. We've rewritten the rules. Junwei's voice softened, a hint of awe breaking through his usual precision. It's unprecedented. No other species has ever hacked that level of cosmic tech. Petrov's expression grew thoughtful. The Starshade believed their reality, harmony generators, were inviolable. We proved otherwise. She paused, then spoke quietly, more to herself than the crew. But this is only the beginning. Other alien factions will hear of what we've done here. Some will fear us. Others will seek to destroy us before we grow stronger. Diego Mendoza approached, wiping plasma residue from his gauntlets. Our engineers are already integrating recovered tech. We can enhance our shields, boost our sensor arrays. The quantum neural override project will evolve. Petrov nodded briskly. Good. Prepare the Thunderbolt for extended operations in Vega sector. We'll need to hold this position until reinforcements arrive. Ramirez keyed a final message to Stellar Navy Command, requesting priority deployment of ground forces for Vega Prime surface. There may be survivors or hidden installations. Petrov's eyes drifted back to Celestara's ruins below. That city was a treasure trove. The Starshade's archives, their quantum processors, all left vulnerable. Junwei lowered his voice. They thought their cosmic wisdom made them untouchable. They never understood human tenacity. Petrov turned to her senior officers. We came here as hunters. Now we are the new architects of this sector's future. Her voice dropped and filled the room with quiet resolve. We will rebuild Vega Prime as a forward base. Our presence here will be a warning and a promise. Mendoza smirked. A promise that no enemy shall ever leave their keys unguarded again. Petrov's gaze hardened, her final words ringing out like a battle cry. Humanity doesn't just survive in the stars. We own them. The bridge crew stood taller, the atmosphere thick with pride and determination. Outside, the distant stars blinked on, silent witnesses to the dawn of a new era. As the Thunderbolt and its escorts began systematic salvage and fortification operations, unknown eyes watched from the dark edges of Vega Sector 7. News of humanity's quantum breakthrough rippled out. The galactic chessboard had shifted, and the players were taking their places. Victory was theirs for now. But the universe was watching, and humanity was ready.